Hello everybody, my name is Pierre-Emmanuel Danet. I'm the Technical Support Manager of Climalife.
So Climalife, we are the expert of eco-efficient solution to service the industry. It's clear that we distribute the refrigerant everywhere in the world, and we are celebrate this year 150 years on this market. So today, we would like to discuss with you how we can contribute to buildings decarbonation with air conditioning and heat pump, and also how we can reach a European target in compliance with F-gas 3. So it's clear that to reach building and residential carbon neutrality and to reduce the dependence to fossil energy, several actions have been implemented by the European Union. The first one, I imagine that you know it, it's the Repower EU plan with a target of 30 million heat pumps implemented in 2030. We have also a directive 2018-2021 on the promotion of the use of energy from renewable solutions. And of course, we have also F-gas 3, the European Regulation 2024-573, enter in force in March this year, related to fluorinated greenhouse gases to reduce carbon footprint. So several technologies are available on the market today for air conditioning and heat pump. It's clear that if you check what we have today for residential, system boiler is very current in homes. Primary heating form in Europe is hot water to radiator system. What we would like to do for tomorrow to decarbonate, it's of course to implement heat pump, air to water. Heat pump is very optimum to allow retrofit. How we can do it? It's clear that very low GWP molecule, HFOs or hydrocarbons, are available on the market with the interest to improve energy efficiency for domestic hot water, heating and cooling system compared with a traditional system like we have gas-fired boiler. So, what are the solutions to replace the current refrigerant that we are using today for 10A, R32, 134A or 513A? It's very easy. For tomorrow, we'll have only one solution to replace all this refrigerant, Solstice 454C. What is it? Solstice 454C, it's an HFO blend with a very low GWP. It's A2L product, and we can use it for all the application. What I mean, we can use it for air source heat pump, for groundwater source heat pump, but also for domestic hot water. Today on the market, the compressor, the scroll compressor, the rotary compressor, but also the micro turbo compressor are available to switch. So Solstice 452C is fully in line with the approach of decarbonation thanks to its very low GWP of 146. It's an ideal long-term solution, as I mentioned, for aerothermal, geothermal heat pump, but also thermodynamic storage tanks. Air source heat pump using Solstice 454C are less expensive to design, whether in split or monoblock configuration, depending on the end customer's preference. 454C also make it possible to produce heat pumps that are safer to install, to maintain, than heat pump running on propane. Propane is a good product, but you know that propane, it's a classified A3, so highly flammable. So we have some limitation to use it, for example, indoor, but it's also petroleum refined, and we have also some ozone generation from leaking. So to conclude, you understand that to replace all the molecules that we are using today, we can use tomorrow only one, the Solstice 452C, and the benefits of it, it's very simple: durability, energy efficiency. It's an alternative for R32, 410A, 134A, 513A. It's safety, and it's cost effective. It's less expensive than propane. So now, let's go, and we will see what we can do also for building.
Thank you, Delphine. So, in general, buildings are an important part. We are focusing on buildings. First of all, there are two things. One of them is they represent 40% of total energy consumption. So to be able to reduce that energy consumption is quite important. And the second point is they are all responsible for 36% of greenhouse gases emission. So to limit the energy consumption and the greenhouse gas emission is quite important. And how we are going to do that, especially we need complete heating, cooling and hot water operation. It's important that we focus on how we can reduce the use of the gas boilers. This is obviously responsible for hot water generation, as well as space heating. As well as how we can make the all-age rake system more sustainable. That will include both heating and cooling, especially in warmer climate. Along with that, it is important that we pay attention to waste recovery as well as digitalization, which will all contribute to reduce energy consumption and lower gas emissions or carbon emissions. Oh. Sorry. Tac. Okay. Let's see to the different solution. This is an overall, let's say, the roadmap for commercial buildings. You have different columns, starting from the type of equipment, compressor type, what is the incumbent refrigerant as HFC. The capacity has been based on the last F-gas revision. So basically below 12 kilowatt, and some product types is between 12 and 50 kilowatt, and then 50 kilowatt and above. You can see the proposed bands by F-gas latest revision and the interim solutions, which usually seems as mid-GWP refrigerant, from 400 to 700 GWP. And the next column, the long-term solution with lower GWP than 150. On the chiller range, you have the three main chillers types, but not only chillers, not only cooling, but also the reverse chillers, that is include heat pump, and you see centrifugal, screw, oil-free and scroll chillers and heat pumps. For the centrifugal ones, we have 1233ZD, which provide wide solution to initial markets. For the mid-pressure chillers and heat pumps, which are based on oil-free and screw compressor, we also have 453A as an established solution, a no-flammable solution for existing system with a change or design of the installation with 630 GWP. So moving forward to long-term solution, we have 1234ZE and 515B, provide flexible solution A12 and A1 solution, where customers can go to solution with a low GWP. We also see water-cooled system for chiller about 50 kilowatt with 1234 ZD or 455B, with where 1234 ZD for outside installation and 515B for inside installation. Oh my god. Hop. Putain, c'est beau. J'ai quelques soucis, tu peux me le mettre? J'ai quelques soucis, tu peux me le mettre au bon endroit?
Ouais, pas tout, là. T'inquiète pas. Oui, t'inquiète pas. Okay, so, and also, you know, to replace, so, Fontaine, when we mention for rooftop and VRF, so you can see that, of course, you have interim solution like R32, but we need to think about long-term solution. And for long-term solution, so you will use also the same refrigerant like for homes. In fact, you can use also Solstice for 54C. It's a long-term solution for this application. And today it's clear that we are using R32, but do not forget that with F-gas regulation, we will have some bans, and particularly so from 2027, but also for 12 to 50 kilowatt. But more than 50 kilowatt for rooftop. In 2030, you need to use refrigerant less than 150. And for VRF, you have also two bans with F-gas regulation. The first one will be in 2029. You need to use a GWP less than 750. And in 2033, we need to go to very low GWP, so less than 150. But the solution exists. All of them are available today. So we can switch now if we want to decarbonize this industry.
I just want to speak about Danfoss also. We noted that Danfoss will come with high temperature. Danfoss has developed specific compressor in 2022, which has been adopted by 5 or 6 CUM. And Danfoss is come up with the high temperature scroll compressor with ZD and 455B in higher temperature for new generation of heat pump and boosters.
And so it's great, but you know, if we want to decarbonize totally, when we implement a chiller, you know that we will use also indirect system. And indirect system, generally we are using some glycols. But today on the market, you will see we will discover other things.
Yes, we have different system and technology for indirect system. Air conditioning system can be chiller, VRV, or rooftop. Regarding this technology, we have geothermal, hydrothermal, or solar system. And in the case of chiller, the design is in two parts. The cooling system who cools heat transfer fluid in a second circuit. The HTF can be MEG, MPG base or BioPDO base. The BioPDO base is more environmentally friendly with a better environmental compliance. It is also has better characteristic to resist at high temperature, especially in solar system. So when you choose biosources products, you can significantly reduce environmental impact. You have less emission of greenhouse gases, better energy efficiency, less amount of land to produce, and also improvement of irrigation efficiency. We can see that the bio-based Sustera has the lowest environmental impact compared the other base of fossil PDO, MPG and fossil BDO. The environmental impact is reduced. It is maximizing performance. It is a renewable product with sustainability growth and really good alternative to fossil propanediol, NPG, and butanediol. The interest of Greenway Neo heat pump N is viscosity. Viscosity is a characteristic that influences the performance of HTF, of course. And we can see that Greenway's viscosity is 36% lower than MPG, which means a smoother flow. This can have a positive impact, of course, of energy consumption, and particularly with regard to the size of pumps and piping, of course. I like to recommend this case study.
So we develop, in fact, I mentioned at the beginning that we are a distributor of refrigerant, but we are also producer of HTF. And so more than 10 years ago, we decided to go directly to BioPDO. Why? Because it's a renewable source. And so we developed a range of products. The name is Greenway. And Greenway, we have a dedicated product for Greenway 8 pump. And the advantage, as we mentioned, so you will have a lower energy consumption, but it's also biodegradable product, and it's also bacteriostatic. So it's very good for this application. So of course we implement it in Europe, and we did it. Here you can see a case studies that we did in Netherlands, and so it's with EMI Energy. So in fact they launched the first high temperature heat pump with Greenway Neo heat pump N. I will not go in the details about these case studies, but you can find it in our website, climalife.com. And we develop it also, we talk about heat pump, but Greenway Neo, it's also an advantage for, I will say, renewable sources. So we have also a dedicated product for solar panel. And as my colleague mentioned just before, it's clear that the main advantage of this product is to be stable at high temperature. So, and we did many case studies in Europe, as you can see. We replace, of course, Greenway, we replace MPG or MEG HTF by this product, particularly in swimming pool, to heat swimming pool, for example. But we did it also for panel solar. And the last case studies was concerning a geothermal engineering system. And so we introduce our range of product. Thank you very much for your attention. I think that I respect the timing. If you have any question. Okay, so it was clear. So thank you so much. And if you want to know more about our product, I invite you to join the ClimaLife booth. We are all 7 for 22. Thanks a lot for your attention.